I watched one of the ESPN 30 for 30s, and I kind of got, I was watching and saying, hey, it's pretty cool how they follow this one guy around, and they used all different cameras, and they showed some of the behind the scenes stuff. It was a real, it was about the Kansas basketball fan who wanted to get the Naismith rules of basketball back to Kansas. And when I do my video vlogs, when I'm kind of sitting there, my MacBook, people just kind of see my face. And then when we have, excuse me, still photos of me posing with people or whatever, people don't really kind of get a good feel of what's really good, how ALS works and what it's kind of done to me. Because you put me in a picture in normal clothes, I don't look much different than I used to. Right now, sipping on my Gatorade because I just got some blood drawn, my bi-weekly blood test. Excuse me, so I'm drinking my trusty Gatorade to rehydrate me. And I use these funny souvenir straws because they just make it that much easier to drink. So,
you want to just talk about the basics of ALS and
sure.
What it is?
So ALS stands for amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. Don't ask me what any of those three words mean, but it's more commonly known as Lou Gehrig's disease. And I say all the time, I was probably one of the worst offenders, meaning of people not knowing about ALS and what it is and how it affects the body, and just exactly what Lou Gehrig's disease is. So, typically you think of, someone like Stephen Hawking who has it. He's in a wheelchair, doesn't speak. Looks like he's kind of out of it, all that stuff. But obviously he's one of the brightest minds in the world. And that's the key is, it's a brain disease, meaning your brain isn't functioning properly in terms of sending the signals are getting crossed or not being received by the motor neurons, but every other aspect of your brain function is perfect. I actually think I'm getting smarter as some of my faculties are slowing. I think my brain is getting better, which is, interesting. But so typically you would think it affects old men. You're 80, you get ALS, and oh well. But I had no idea, anybody, anytime, anywhere, any age. And, excuse me, I think I'm probably the prime example, and some of the people I met are prime examples of, this doesn't affect just your great-grandfather or something like that. It affects anyone. And, being 27 and I was, peak physical shape a year and a half ago, it doesn't matter.
Changes every day. What would you say is
Sure.
The biggest change for you?
Right. I mean, so it's interesting to wake up every morning and say, how your legs feeling today? Are they gonna work? How your arms, hands? So it's almost like you gotta go through it's like when you bring a car to a mechanic, he kind of does the checks on the car and how it's functioning. And so I do a mental checklist every morning, how the legs feel, how the arms feel, am I talking okay, how's breathing going. Lately, last couple of days I've had a pretty good cough, so it's pretty annoying. But yeah, it is a kind of a fickle disease, so you never know what it's gonna do. But it's how I start my day. I wake up and, all right, what's working, what's happening. And fortunately, legs, arms still have pretty good strength in them. It's just my movements aren't very fluid. It's one leg wants to work by itself, the other, so they all kind of work independently versus having a nice fluid movement. But yet I still have I can still pick people up if I want to. I can still if I'm in the pool, well, it's cold now, but I can still jump out of the water. And so it's it's kind of a weird thing because you feel like your legs are strong, but yet I can be standing around somewhere and it could feel like the wind could blow me over. So
Tonight's the St. John's Prep Hall of Fame induction, so maybe if you want to talk about your playing career at the Prep and after the Prep at BC, and just got inducted into another Hall of Fame, the ICL, right?
yeah. So I definitely felt a little funny about some of these awards and Hall of Fame inductions, and but I've been told by a lot of people just to shut up, accept it, you deserve it, all that stuff. So I've kind of let those feelings pass. But about the Prep, Hall of Fame thing, I have been so blessed to have such great buddies from the Prep, and the stuff I learned there, both on and off the field, in and out of the classroom, is still stuff I use every day today. Characteristics of mental toughness, being a good leader, good son, friend, brother. Those are all stuff. That's all stuff that was embedded at the Prep, and facing probably hopefully the toughest challenge I'm going to face in my lifetime. All that stuff is coming out, tenfold, and really, really helping day to day, just getting through it, and having a really good positive attitude. So, playing 3 sports at the Prep, and we had a little bit of success, and I think that all goes towards this induction. But I'm sure the committee talked about my illness and trying to get me going right away. First year I'm eligible, but like I said at the Intercity League Hall of Fame, I said, unfortunately, I'm going to have to be the only active Hall of Fame member to be on the field once I get better and back out there. So it's it's a great honor. Dude, it's like an ice block.
Well, the friggin' corn is like...
Okay, that's not the important part. Jules, can we do... Julie. Excuse me, Black Friday lady.
What?
Can I do my pills with applesauce?
Wait, you're a morning club?
Yeah. Late start today, late start. So my this is I take like probably 20 pills a day. After a while my brain's like, come on, more pills. So my doc was like, start taking them with applesauce. I said, why? He said, because it tricks your brain into thinking you're just, watch out, it's gonna drip. Well, it's just gonna trick your brain into thinking you're eating food. So it's amazing, like it's so crazy how it works. I could probably take all 20 pills, yeah. Watch Jay. I'm on camera, I'm joking. Come on, Juanito's getting it all.
Aaron's gonna come in here. Steal the show. Sorry.
So another thing too is, say when I swallow, the food is fine, but liquids to put my chin down because it closes off. I guess my windpipe.
I don't remember saying that.
Is for whatever reason I probably got a lame or a lazy flap over the windpipe. So once you just do this, close it right up. So it actually took a good 5 months or 6 months of going all the time for the one of the doctors just to be like, just put your chin down. That's it. I was like, oh, that would have been great info to have 6 months ago.
first heard about Pete and what had happened, what was your first reaction to the news?
Well, I got the news from, it was actually on my birthday. So, you know, the older you get, you kind of put less stock in your birthday, but it's still a fun day. Mm-hmm. And then I actually heard from Jeff Brown first. And then, you know, within an hour or so, I got call from Pete. But, I mean, you know, as you can imagine, it was just, it's like being hit by a car, you know. It was, you know, it was a traumatic event. Everything stopped and just makes you stop and kind of, you know, take onus of what's going on in the world and your life, and you know how much people mean to you. Pete's always been a special person to me, and anybody that's ever known him by, you know, the show from all these events and whatnot. You know, just seeing how Pete handled it helped me, and I know it's helped other people. Just the, you know, his attitude. You know, it's a raw deal. He'll be the first to tell you, but he's going to go after it and, you know, get the most out of every day he has and keep pushing forward. And not only that, not just pushing for himself, but he's trying to help everybody else. He's made strides in the ALS community already, just in this in a few months. So, I mean, sky's the limit for Pete.
Yeah.
You know?
And I've known Peter, for a fair amount of time, 6-7 years. And I will tell you what, there's no finer athlete and there's no finer man than Pete Frates. I like to say, somebody asked me, you know, what's Peter really like? I said, well, the next time he does something mean-spirited will be the very first time in his life. Mm-hmm. He's genuine, he's genuinely caring, and he gives of himself. And he's always been a giving and caring individual. Yeah. You know, I know him in large respect through baseball. I've had the good fortune to have Peter play on my Lexington Blue Sox baseball team, but it's really his team because he's the leader. He's the guy that leads the way, and a lot of talented baseball players follow his lead and emulate him because he is so charismatic and as well as talented.
You're now behind the scenes on this horrendous disease. You're seeing things that most of the people don't see. You've seen Pete need help eating. You're now hearing that he's in the shower, needs assistance. And I think it would be wise if you guys do some sort of documentary on this particular disease, because what they're saying is, even though it's an orphan disease, there's only 30,000 people with it. Most of the people who have it would not allow themselves to be filmed or even discuss it in this way, because as they lose skills, they become, you know, whatever, self-conscious, or they become withdrawn, and that's fine. But Pete is willing to put himself out there, as you've seen today. And the more publicity we have for this, it should raise awareness and get, you know, what we need is funding from somewhere, somehow. Is it the government? Is it private citizenry? Is it corporations? But it should be something that can be eradicated in our time. The older generation will remember polio. You know, people our age would remember AIDS and HIV. Again, autoimmune stuff. And they're claiming that this is autoimmune as well. So, if we get the right people to look at this. But anyway, hey, you guys have been privileged that Pete has allowed you guys to film the insides, and you've seen some of the things that unfortunately go on behind the scenes. What you'll see tonight is he'll be on. He'll have his friends. He'll have all the love and support. But they won't see behind the curtain what has to go on and put them together to get out there. So, anyway, that's one of the toughest things that we're dealing with right now. And we're all new to this. We don't know what's going on, how this is happening, why this is happening. Quite honestly, we'll never probably learn the cause, but if we could figure out the cure, that's what we want. So thank you very much for coming into our lives. No cuts tonight, fellas. This is a big night. It looks so good.
Okay. So this is one of the tougher things about having this is that I've been doing things my way for my whole life, and now that I'm unable to, I could shave my face now, but it would take an hour, so it's just obviously easier to have someone help me, but I never realized how super particular it was about so many things, because if you think about it, when you're doing your own things, such as so when you're shaving your face, that's pretty much some alone time, your whole life, and no one really is around to see how you do it or whatever. So I got into a routine with it, and now it's challenging to try to teach someone else, because like Julie, she's obviously never shaved anyone's face, and my dad's been shaving his own face for what, 40 years? Right. So it's like all of a sudden, hey, I like doing it this way. It's kind of tough, and it's kind of hard to explain particular shave move, just small little subtle things.
Why don't you just like everything I like to do?
Well, it's tough.
Cut your nose off. Came in hot. I don't think we're going to be on a big screen TV, so.
Well, like I said, I'm very particular about it, and it drives me nuts if it's not done right. But obviously,
just one little spot.
Obviously, we got to make adjustments here. Right below, so right there. Yep, right there. No. Yeah, right there.
Cut it. All right.
So we'll gonna have surgeon hands. There you go. Now you gotta cut it. So, shaving is one thing. I guess that's pretty unique to, everyone. Some people like hot water, some people cold water, and, it's a pretty unique thing that people do, and trying to teach someone else to do it is, it's been interesting. So now, we'll see. Putting a suit on, for years, putting my own suit on, I like it tucked in a certain way, and all certain stuff. So just getting used to kind of giving up control and letting people help you, which is so good, because it take me 2 hours to put the suit on, where we'll do it here in 5 minutes. So let's go put on a suit.
I heard about it from Ryan Leahy. He let me know about the diagnosis, and then credibly I felt sad for Pete, but knowing Pete, I know he'd fight. He will fight. He'll educate, and part of the talk and the benefit that Pete had here and the awareness of ALS in June, I am implementing an ALS unit in the phys ed classes to educate them what ALS is, so they are aware of what it is when they're freshmen coming through the prep, and I'll always do that. And I think that's important, because even myself didn't know enough information, and the slides where Pete taught us, I learned an incredibly lot. I was excited to get back to school, and we are actually going to be teaching that in December to the freshman classes, just making them aware, and maybe have Pete come in. Pete, sorry, but I'm having come in and talk to the freshman classes, and I think that would be great, and a legacy at the prep.
I know this year, after he's been diagnosed, you've had him back, and he actually spoke to the team earlier in the year. What's it like for your team to have someone like Pete come in and talk to them?
I don't know so much. It was even he took that opportunity because he was here during homecoming that day. But his parents came and saw me immediately right after the diagnosis. They came in and sat down with us, and we talked about a lot of things. If he didn't go to work at BC doing the operations thing, he was going to come. I said the first thing I said to him, you have to come back and coach with us. He's the kind of people our kids need to see in bodies what St. John's Prep's about, what the Brotherhood's about. He came in and spoke from his heart. They understood it and got it, and it was about teammates. It wasn't about his disease. It wasn't about what was happening to him. It was more about the opportunities they had at that point, and make the most of it, because you don't know how long that's going to last. And that resonated with them. And we have this class I have this year is an exceptional group of students, very similar to the class he had. He graduated in, maybe the '97 class with Brian St. Pierre, with those guys. They're very close knit. They'll be friends for life. And they appreciated him coming in and speaking to them and speaking from the heart like he did. And he's one of them. And that's how it is. That's what that brotherhood's all about.
Think about how many times you've, since maybe you're a little kid, have asked someone to Q-tip you or Q-tip your ears or whatever. That's something that, you do and you think no one will ever see, or, and you just kind of do it in your own little world. But, now it's been, everybody in the house now knows how to Q-tip my ears, and they know all my little pet peeves, which is good and bad at the same time. It's like, not getting nervous on camera, Dad, are you?
No.
I'm not.
Done this before. What's the difference between doing this and putting on your hockey equipment when you were 6 years old? Just got to figure out the best way you can get on the ice. Have your speech all set, or are you gonna have your talking points?
Yeah, I thought about it a little bit, so we'll see.
By the time you go on.
Yeah, no, I'll be fine.
Yeah, but try telling that to some old guys like
Oh
myself.
no, so that's pretty easy for
We've had
me.
the spotlight in a long time.
That's easy for me to get in, get out, get on the way.
Some of the older guys love to
Man, I know it's
chat it up.
it's a very nice moment, Cool. What color suit is it?
This is a little bit of black and white pinstripe.
Gotta have straws everywhere.
See brown belts.
Yeah, you gotta pull one up on this.
I'll let Julie do that.
Julie,
I'm gonna do it, yeah.
that's well.
I can do it this.
Yeah.
Why don't you bring the tie up? You go ahead and change.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which tie would you like?
Oh, prep tie right there.
This one? Is this
Yeah.
preppy?
That was quick. Look at you.
Oh my god. Full team effort.
It's tough having someone else, do this for you, but, for the person doing it, it's probably pretty difficult too, because how often are you putting in a grown man's shirt or putting on a grown, it's not like my little niece where you can, kind of, that's the natural kind of thing to dress up a baby or whatever, but 6'2", 220 pounds, and trying to put clothes on me is a little different. So what's nice is Dad and I are same height, and now we're the same weight with my newfound belly. So, when he ties my tie, or even I'm wearing one of his suits now because my slim fit suits no longer fit. So, we're basically the same size and a lot of stuff. Ready?
You got it?
I think so. Hold on. No, maybe not. It's fine. We tried. On different shoes it works much easier. But Julie's got dainty fingers, so we're able to do that. So I found out through this process also that my left foot is bigger than my right foot.
Which I think is actually quite normal. I think mine's
I never knew, but now that I've had other people kind of helping me out, you don't put shoes on as hard as, so all of a sudden my left foot doesn't go in as easy as the right foot, so we found out I got a bigger left foot. Well, we had the event.
You have your wallet right here.
I don't know where my wallet is.
Interesting.
In the fanny pack? Yeah, it's probably in the fanny pack in the car. So that's another thing too, is it's difficult for me to take a wallet out or cash, credit cards, whatever it is. So a lot of times I wear a goofy looking fanny pack, or Julie has it, so we're always playing the game of where's
Who's
Pete's
got
wallet,
what?
who's got what.
I think that's everything.
Okay, can I have a sip of mouthwash
Yeah.
when we get going? So
Alright, cool.
that's that's how we do it, and that's kind of basically for whether putting on sweatpants or a suit or anything. That's kind of how we do it. Is anyone who's around, whether it be mom, dad, my brother, Julie, friends, whoever's close by. Hey, I gotta get changed. Let's get moving here. So that's it for now. So we'll see you guys at Dam Sport.
Yeah, I heard about Pete's diagnosis when I was actually away playing baseball. Obviously, I was shocked, but I know the type of guy that Pete is, and what he's done over the last few months, the way he's fought this and taken it on, is exactly what I thought Pete would do, knowing him as a person and as a player, playing those three sports, and the awareness he's brought over the last few months to this is incredible. How he's acted throughout it, it's amazing to watch him do that. And I traveled around this summer playing, and it was amazing how many people I would meet that had heard of Pete and his story because of what he's done over the summer and the last few months. So it's amazing how he's done all of that.
Dylan?
Yeah, I was actually living with Petey for about a year, maybe more, leading up to him finding out, and I actually found out after we were no longer roommates for sure what was going on. I got a call from another mutual friend of ours, our other roommate, Tommy Haw, and I mean, I just was one of those just tough phone calls. Still, didn't want to believe it. One of those guys, like Matt was saying, just like the Hulk in a way. Like you just don't think anything could happen to. I still consider him the Hulk, and just such a strong individual, both physically and mentally, that it just didn't seem realistic that something like this could ever happen to someone like that. But you think about that, and you quickly recover to it's Pete, so he's gonna figure it out and recover, obviously. So it was tough to hear, but just as soon as it is, it's just you know, that's the type of person that he is, and that's how easy it is for him to recover.
I was at work at my sales job, but I knew the night before, I knew that he had this doctor's appointment going on, and all he told us, or at least all he told me, was that it was just a doctor's appointment, like something might be going, like, you know, pinched nerve and something, but I just felt compelled to send him a text message, hey, good luck today, in the morning. And I didn't know that later in the day I'd be getting a text message from my mom asking if I can come home right away. So I went, when our family isn't one to make dramatic of a situation, so as soon as I got that text message, I went immediately into my boss's office, almost started crying, and then had to drive home from Southborough, which is an hour from Beverly, just in my car, just full of thoughts of what could be going wrong. And then when I got home and my mother told me that it was ALS, it exceeded my worst thoughts. So it was really, really sad. It was a really crazy day, something, you know, I'll never forget. But the way that he took it, and he had this calming way about it. I'm sure you've heard the story that he knew prior to his doctor telling him that he was going to be diagnosed with ALS from the iPad. He Googled and he had 10 out of 12 symptoms. Just this calming way that he positioned it to me just made it feel like that he could beat this thing. I knew that nothing could, he could defeat anything. He's the strongest kid I've ever met, physically, mentally. So he had this calming way of just saying that we're gonna fight this thing till whenever. You know, it's not something that's gonna defeat him. So that was a way, and he's handling it, obviously, as you know, pretty great.
So how does that, like, strong, just go at it, attack it mentality, how does that transition to you, and like how you're trying to help him raise awareness and go at this disease?
Yeah, I mean, he wakes up every day dealing with the disease. I wake up every day thinking about the disease. You know, obviously not firsthand like he is, but I just think of ways that I could be doing better, ways I can help raise awareness. Every single one of my friends knows, but how do I reach my friends of friends? I was just talking to one of my friends upstairs, and he says that everyone in his office knows, and that's stuff that really warms my heart, that, you know, my friends are taking it as that they're getting, you know, that they're the ones reaching out. And I would assume Pete's friends are the same way, and it really speaks to what, you know, what we're here for is all St. John's Prep. You know, it's just, it embodies the great culture that it is, and just builds great relationships.
Our final inductee this evening is from the prep class of 2003, Peter Frates.
Thank you, Paul. Glad to see one of the McNamara's decided to wear a suit tonight. Have a little deja vu here. Last time I was at Davisport, many of you who are in the room now were in the room then. I just can't thank everyone who's been to both events. Can't thank you enough for coming. So, now that I have my handy iPhone with my notes on, I will begin. I first and foremost want to say thank you to Dr. Ed Hardiman for showing allegiance to the correct school done. Thank you to the Hall of Fame Committee. Thank you to Mike Newhall. And congratulations to all the recipients this evening and current and former Hall of Famers. I want to thank, as always, my family and friends, especially playing 4 years at the prep, going to school, going to class, was no small order for any one of us. So for my family and friends who kept me going and kept me eligible to play on the field, I thank you. I want to thank the administrators and all the extended prep family for just being so tremendous, caring, supportive to all my friends and teammates throughout the years at the prep. Prep has a real special quality in that there's so many caring people that make up the community. I know that now more than ever, and it's been so true since getting there back in 1999. Can't believe it's been that long. So, I want to thank especially my parents, my mother for being at every game, picking me up at practice, organizing tailgating at Cronin Stadium. Who knew you could tailgate at a high school game? I want to thank my dad, class of 1976, being the eldest of 6 in a traditional Catholic Irish family. Dad was out there fending for himself and paying his way through prep pretty early. So he played sports his freshman year, but was unable to continue due to having to earn his keep and pay his way. So I always kept that in my mind that I hope I made him proud, both on and off the field, because he always was there to teach me, coach me, and obviously yell at me for putting the puck in the middle of the net, coming around the net, out of the defensive zone. But just like a couple of guys have some great stories, and it doesn't matter if you graduated in 58, Arthur, or 90, Peter, or 98, or whatever. All the stories ring true. They're all the same. Prep guys are really special guys. And one of the first and fondest memories I have of St. John's is my dad made me, I stress made me, go do double sessions as pretty much an 8th grader, because I hadn't set foot in a classroom yet. And go to captain's practice over the summer before getting 9th grade. And have Coach Peter Andros and Coach Dave McHenry showing up every 3 days a week, screaming at us to run faster, to run harder. And I'm, all of 5'4", and I was a boy among men. And I never heard someone yell as loud as Coach Andros until Coach O'Leary showed up first day of practice. I want to thank Coach Andros for eventually making me a great defensive player. I played quarterback all through Pop Warner in Beverly and up to freshman and sophomore year. Coach Andros was essentially my first coach, because Coach Andros ran the scout team. And Coach Andros would scream my ear to run belly right, run belly left, sweep left, sweep. Coach, I'm fresh out of Pop Warner, I don't know any of these plays. I don't know any of these plays. I must have ran 150 QB sneaks that double session team. And then I realized I wasn't that great of an offensive play. So I naturally went to the defensive route. So I want to just mention all my teammates and classmates who are here this evening, all the boisterous fellows up in the back there. I just can't thank them enough. I spoke to them before the night this evening when we took a picture of that. There are countless numbers of guys in our classes who deserve to be accept this Hall of Fame induction on behalf of all of them, because without them I never would have been able to show up day in, day out, and for 3 sports, 4 years, and trying to keep up with my buddy Matty Antonello, who played those same 3 sports with me for 4 years. So I thank all you guys. I dedicate this to you, and Coach O'Leary, go get him tomorrow, beat the X-Men. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's awesome. If you just have any final words about the induction or just for Pete?
I'm on the Hall of Fame committee, and honestly, it's a no-brainer. I'm proud of Pete, glad Pete's being inducted tonight. He has a lot of family, a lot of friends back, great to see teammates, and Pete's a great teammate, and that's the first thing that I think when I think of athletics is what kind of teammate you are, and that's why there's so many people here and teammates of Peter that are here, and coaches, so it's a testament to him as an athlete and a person.
All right,
Well, you know, we're here tonight for the St. John's Prep Hall of Fame induction, and if there's anybody that deserves being inducted on the basis of talent and ability and performance, it's Pete Frates. He is a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, what a special night to you see all the great players and people that come through here, and Pete's one of the best, without a doubt, in my 4 years, and I've met a lot of people that have come through here, and like I said, he's top notch. So congratulations to Pete on this award.
Yeah, just exactly, Petey. You know how special the prep is, and the athletic community we had here at the prep and have here, and you're a big part of that, and always will be here at the prep and with all of us, all your teammates. So congratulations and good luck.
Yeah, I would say that my senior team was better than my senior baseball team would beat his senior baseball team. How's that?
All right.
How's that?
That's a good way to end it. Thank you.
Right, thanks a lot.
All right.
All right.
Thanks.